KCZW LP Conroe and 6.1 KZCC LP Conroe, and worldwide on irlonestar.com.
Here we are, Conroe Culture News on this Monday, June 18th at noon. We are at Lone Star Community Radio, downtown Conroe, right next to Conroe Coffee and the Branding Iron. I am your host, Margie Taylor, for this great afternoon, hour-long of interesting events that are coming on this week in our community. So the guests today will be some people from the Woodlands area Quilt show, and that will be Vanetta Morger and Shannon Wilson. Then we will hear from Terry Weaver with the Veterans Entrepreneur Leadership Institute, and Daniel Betts from Southern Star Brewery. This show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic Center, and they are located on Highway 105 by Taco Bell and Conroe High School. Have you ever been to the Owen Theater? Well, now's a great opportunity. This Thursday, the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce is hosting a fun after 5. And yes, it is always fun, and it is free for members and prospective new members. So go by in downtown Conroe and check it out this Thursday at 5:05. It's all about the fives. And that's 5:05 to 6:30 at the Owen Theater. They are also going to be selling tickets for their upcoming performance of the musical comedy Murders of 1940. That starts premiering on Friday, June 29th and continues for 3 consecutive weekends, ending Sunday, July 15th. And did you know that Willy Wonka, the original Candyman, is coming to downtown on July 6th for 3 weekends? All of the local performances offer so much fun, so many fun ways to stay cool. It looks like the storm is ready to just pop out any minute here, so maybe it will during this hour. But you can stay cool and stay dry by going to the theaters. Stage Right encourages everybody to get early ticket purchases for the best options for seating for Willy Wonka. And you go to thecrichtontheater.org to get those seats. Did you know that Montgomery County Performing Arts Society has disbanded, and they brought a lot of great shows to the Crichton Theater? So they have given $35,000 to the Greater Conroe Arts Alliance to help them grow. And that's actually an organization that encompasses 15 nonprofits that bring the arts, including both theaters, the Conroe Art League, the Heritage Museum. There's so many. So you can go find out more about that at the Greater Conroe Arts Alliance.com to find out who's involved with that and all their upcoming events. So this week in downtown Conroe, this Thursday, is Steak Night at Southern Star Brewery, and Sherry Lavo will be at Pacific Yard House. So our weeks start on Thursday here for all the entertainment, and most of it is absolutely free to go check out. Friday night will be Red Eye Carl to Cure and the Gulf Coast Cats at Southern Star. The New Offenders will be at Corner Pub. Giovanni and the Hired Guns will be at Pacific Yard House. And Red Feather Tribe will be at Red Brick Tavern. Friday and Saturday will be the Woodlands Area Quilt Show that we will hear more about here shortly. Saturday is Shay Abishire at Pacific Yard House, the Mighty Orc at Corner Pub, and Cole at the Red Brick Tavern. Saturday and Sunday is the International Dog Show at the Lone Star Convention Center. And Sunday will be the Farmers Market and Artisans Market at Southern Star Brewery from noon to 4, along with Gospel Sunday Brunch at the Red Brick Tavern. You know, you can always go have Gospel Sunday Brunch at the Red Brick Tavern, live music that starts about 10:30 every Sunday. And they have a special menu, brunch menu, that if you go to their website, redbricktavern.com, you can see all the delectable delights that you could devour. And it's not even available all the time, just on Sunday for brunch. So don't miss the Conroe Symphony Orchestra on Saturday, June 30th at Heritage Park. They will have a whole patriotic event absolutely free. So put that on your calendar for Saturday, June 30th. If you want to know more, go to experiencedowntownconroe.com and find out what's going on in downtown Conroe. So my first guest today will be Shannon Wilson from CASA and Vanetta Morger. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correct. With the Woodlands Area Quilt Show. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Margie. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. So we know this is on live YouTube, live Facebook, and you can listen in FM 104.5, 106.1. That would be the better way to listen in if you're driving. I'm just saying. So don't do the live Facebook. So tell me a little bit about the Woodlands Area Quilt Guild.
Okay. We are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. And we started our organization about 24 years ago. And it's a wonderful membership of almost 200 amazingly talented ladies.
I didn't know there were that many members.
Then they are just crazy about quilting. And that's why our show is Bloomin' Crazy for Quilts. We only have our quilt show every 3 years. And we're really fortunate this year that we're going to be in the Lone Star Convention Center. We've never been there before. And the reason why we're there this year is because we have over 300 quilts on display.
That's a lot.
Wow. That's a lot.
That's a whole lot.
That's a lot.
And you're going to show me some of those quilts, right? You're going to put those up so people can see them. They are beautiful. Look at that.
It's going to be there. And this is called Sounds of Laughter. And this is going to be in the mixed technique section. Mm-hmm. And we're also going to be having a youth category. We've never had a youth category before. So we've got 12 youngsters from around Montgomery County that are going to be showing their quilts. So we have a special youth section. And we're super, super excited because we've partnered with CASA, the Child Advocates for Montgomery County. And we have a special way. Not only are they going to get a % of our net proceeds from our show, but we have something that's called Small Quilts for Charity. So we're going to be selling, for $20, some small quilts, and the $20 will go directly to CASA.
I love those.
From this.
We are so thankful to be included in this.
So many members are so excited to be helping CASA in any way we can because we so believe in your mission.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Shannon, you have been on here several times before, but let's talk about CASA.
Okay. Well, CASA, and I often say, it's not a house and it's not a Mexican food restaurant. When people hear the word CASA, those are the first two things they think of.
Sure.
CASA is actually an acronym. It stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates. And, we go to court and speak up for the children in the foster care system. That's the quickest, easiest way to describe it. And when we heard about the quilt show and that there was an opportunity for us to perhaps be a beneficiary, and I won't take credit for this, but my boss, Ann McAlpin, the executive director, made a presentation to the executive leadership of their organization. And she so eloquently put it when she said, when the ladies make these quilts, they take the scraps of fabric that individually don't really look like much, but they just sew them together and create these beautiful works of art. And it really is very similar to what we do with the families that we serve. Their lives are maybe not as beautiful as they could be, but by putting together the pieces and creating new families, it's a lot like making a quilt.
That's very true. I love that. That's a good way to look at things.
So we really do feel like there's a special partnership between our two organizations. And again, we're thankful and honored to be part of it.
Oh, I think it's wonderful. And just those little squares there that you say that you're going to be selling for $20, those look very frameable.
Frameable, you can hang them on your wall.
I don't know, is that a word, frameable?
Frameable,
sure,
okay.
Why not? I would frame it.
I would.
Yeah, absolutely. So all the quilts are one of a kind. They're all original. We only have, we have over 100 of these small quilts, but we know that they're going to go pretty fast. So we're going to be Friday and Saturday at the Lone Star Convention Center. On Friday, we're going to be open from 10 to 5. On Saturday, we're going to open a little bit earlier. We're going to be opening at 9, but we're going to be quitting at 4 o'clock. I know that these are going to go super fast. We also have a number of other activities that are going on in our quilt show. We have something that's called a schoolhouse, and it's free to attend, and you can get all kinds of information on how to quilt, different things that will inspire you. We have a boutique of items that are all handmade by our guild members. We have raffle baskets. We have over 50 raffle baskets that you can try for a chance to take home some of these beautiful gifts. Some are quilt related, but there's also things for guys and for kids as well. We're going to have a special scavenger hunt for the kids when they come. And the entry fee is $10. It does cover both days if you come, but any children that are under the age of 18 are free. So we really want to encourage the families to bring their kids, because this is a family event. And really, this is the part of our title of our show, Children, the Seeds of Our Future. And we want to try to support and encourage as many kids that want to quilt and to be involved in this wonderful art and the history of quilting. So it's going to be a wonderful time. We've got lots of other things that are going to be going on. We've got vendors that are there from all over Texas. So it's going to be a super fun-packed 2 days. And CASA will have a booth that will be there.
We will.
And and you're going to be right up front, right by our Best to Show.
Oh, fabulous.
And the other thing that CASA gets to do is that they get to pick out their favorite quilt of the show and award it a special ribbon.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Charity's Choice, I think you call it.
That's it.
Well, those just little samples that you've brought today are really, really nice. I mean, the handiwork on that, you can tell that it takes a lot of time. And I just think it's a great thing. It's wonderful. Quilting has been around for a very long time.
And, it's something that's special, especially to our American heritage. It's our pioneer women that had brought it across in the wagon trains. So it's very, very much an Americana. And then there was this wonderful resurgence with the 1976, the bicentennial quilts. And so we've experienced that resurgence, but it's about this art and artistry that's really focused on family and warmth and love. I mean, you get a quilt,
Who doesn't like quilts?
I mean, who doesn't like quilts?
I'm just saying, there's different styles, of course.
Right.
But I know at the church that I used to belong to, my kids were all given a quilt that they had wrapped around by the family members when they finished high school.
Wow.
And it had little scriptures on there. They got to pick their favorite scriptures. So some of the ladies, they made the quilt, and there was a big ceremony for that. So quilts, and my kids still have those quilts, and they're in their 30s.
Quilts are very, very powerful. With our community service, we make quilts for the hospice center, for the women's shelter, for the VA
It's
hospital.
very comforting.
It's amazing. And again, every stitch is done with love. This isn't something that's often in another country and being stitched in a sweatshop.
Right.
Every stitch is placed purposefully with love.
I've never been to a quilt show. I'm really anxious to see what it's all about.
There's the rain. And it used to be all this was done by hand. A lot of it is done through a machine now, right? Correct?
Yes.
I mean, I can tell those stitches are so small. They have to be done by a machine.
But what we do have, some of our categories, so we have a variety of categories in this quilt show. Something for everyone. This year, we've got an art quilt category that we've never had before. But we also do have hand quilted category that you have to see. These quilts that are still hand quilted. And a lot of the applique that's done, which is the process of putting something onto a piece of fabric. A lot of our applique is done by hand. And we have a special applique category, as well as paper piecing and just general piecing. There's a whole variety of the different ways that address the art and artistry of quilting.
Different categories. So how long have you been involved in this, Vanetta?
Well, I've been with the Woodlands Area Quilt Guild since 2004. But I started quilting a long time ago when my daughter was born.
And I heard that you have won awards.
I've been very fortunate to have won some awards and for my quilts to travel all over the United States and to be in books. But in our guild, we have some internationally known artists that make quilts. International known artists. Kimiko Friedel, she is one of our members, and she specializes in miniature quilts. You have to come. She'll have some of her quilts also in the show. Peggy Federhoff is another one of our international artists that is very well known. And she was actually our featured artist at our last show. So we have a number of quilts quilters, and even our long arm quilters like Valerie Wagner that are known for their quilting on a national level.
What does that mean, long arm quilting?
So you get a machine that's basically this, as long as you can reach. It's basically a quilt that's like a small car that takes up the room like a small garage. And they do beautiful work. And so that's just another aspect of quilting.
Interesting.
Well, it sounds like a whole education experience when you go out there and see all the different beautiful quilts and the different categories. Plus, you're making a difference to CASA.
Absolutely.
So that's always a good thing. And you meet the first Wednesday of each month?
We meet the first Wednesday of each month at the South County Community Center, which is on Robbins Road. It's next to the library that's across from the HEB.
A lot of people vote there, so they should know if they
right.
vote.
That's right. And we start at 6:30 with a little bit of a social time, and then our business and our program starts at 7 o'clock on the first Wednesday of every month. And we welcome everybody to come. And just even to visit our group, you're welcome to come. And we would love for you to join.
You are chairing this event, is that correct?
I've been chairing this event. This has been my baby for the last 14 months, wow, along with an amazing group of ladies on my steering committee that have been walking this path with me for the last 14 months. And everybody is so excited to present this to our community.
It's going to be a great event.
It sounds like it. I mean, just the pieces that you brought there. Hold some of them up again to the camera. And let's look at them. There's that one. This is pretty amazing.
This is the winner.
That is the winner. That's the one. I like that. Now, it used to be that I used to see people wearing little quilted jackets with these appliques and the sequins and all the different fringe on them. I haven't seen that so much, but I know they're quite pricey because they take so much time. They're handmade.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you've followed any of the major designing houses, but they're bringing quilts back in jackets and in coats on their runways. It's amazing.
Well, I do know a little bit about this. Not a lot. I'm not a quilter, but I did major in textiles and clothing back in the day.
Yeah.
Along with child development. And you never know where your life's going to take you. I know we were talking about that earlier, but it seems to be coming back. And I have a great admiration for what y'all do because it really takes a lot of creativity, design, a lot of work goes into this. Patience. Yeah, I don't have patience. Right. Well, I don't do that. running.
That's one of the things that we teach for the children is what is quilting all about? Is teaching about patience. What happens if you make a mistake? You learn how to fix the mistake. And there's a lot of life transformations that you learn from quilting, if I can put it so simply.
Sure.
Well, and when you do it as a group, do you have like group meetings where they do it how they used to do it back in the day, where there's a group of ladies and men, I suppose, that all get together and quilt? Do you do that?
That's
still?
right.
You don't. It's not just necessarily individually at your house.
That's right. So those are called bees.
Yes,
quilting bees. Quilting bees. And
coming back to me.
In our guild, of course, we have the monthly meeting, but then our guild is split up into a number of smaller bees, and it's usually by different, your friends or maybe a certain interest in the type of quilting that you want to do. But we have a number of bees that once somebody joins, they can find a bee where they can find that specialty that they really want to focus on.
Very nice. So if people want to find additional information, you do have a Facebook page.
We do. It's called the Woodlands Area Quilt Guild. And we also have a website at www.waqg.org.
So this will also be put in your summary on YouTube, and we will share. I don't know who we is. I will share your event on Conroe Culture News today too, to put it in the face of people. And I will again do that if it's not already there. I think it's already on there for events, but I will double check and make sure. Anything else y'all want to add to this?
I was just going to throw out our website, the CASA
Oh, yes.
Speaks for Kids, and it's the number 4, CASAspeaks4kids.com to find more information about CASA. And actually, the quilt show is listed on our calendar of events. So we're cross-promoting all over.
That's the way you do that. This is a community. We all have to work together and help each other out, right?
It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, thank you, ladies. We will be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back hopefully with our next guest. I'm Margie Taylor, host of Conroe Culture News, sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, president of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
From the beginning, the main purpose of the Cooperative Extension Service has been to change human behavior by teaching people how to apply the results of scientific research. By utilizing a holistic, multi-level approach, Extension family and community health programs encourage health and well-being for everyone. Addressing values, concerns, and needs with reliable science-based information, Extension programs help people lead healthier lives. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Don't miss Lone Star Community Radio on TV and YouTube. Our talk show and music shows are featured on Our City TV, Sudden Link Channel 12, and have their own YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe to keep up with posted shows and comment on them below the video.
And we are back with my next guest today. This is Terry Weaver, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and the Veterans Entrepreneur Leadership Institute. Welcome, Terry.
Thanks, Margie. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, you just missed the rain, or maybe you were right in the midst of it. I don't know.
It's coming down now.
So there's our camera over there, just
Awesome.
so you know.
Good.
This is on FM 104.5, 106.1, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and whatever else. irlonestar.com. So if y'all want to hear this again, you can go to Conroe Culture News or irlonestar.com and review the podcast. So you started a nonprofit that is called the VEL Institute, Veterans Entrepreneurs Leadership Institute.
Thank
correct?
you. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. And, this is kind of timely for me to hear about this because my kids, I have 3 boys, and their grandfather just passed away early this morning. He was 95 years old. My son is in the Army, and fortunately, he had off a few days, Fort Hood. They just gifted him like Monday or Tuesday of last week. So he was able to see his grandfather before he passed away. And he was a World War II vet.
Wow.
He saw them put up the flag at Iwo Jima and received 3 bronze medals. None of this we knew about until like 2 weeks ago because he never talked about any of this stuff. Yeah. So I can't wait to hear. So tell me a little background about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. In 2013, I had been in a sales career for about 9 years, and that was post-military, post-college, and I just felt like I wanted to continue to serve. I really missed being in the military, missed serving something greater than myself, a higher purpose, and I just felt like the Lord was nudging me to do something, to get into action, and I felt like it was the right time. I had some business experience, I had my education taken care of. And we decided to start VEL Institute, which, like you said, stands for Veterans, Entrepreneurs, and Leaders Institute. And it's a way for us to build something that will help the future of veterans. But not only that, it connects them with our entrepreneurs and leaders in our community. And then we hold development programs for those 3 groups of people. So it's neat because we get to mix and commingle veterans, entrepreneurs, and leaders, and they get to learn from each other. And really, they get to benefit from each other because they have a separate set of experiences. If you look at somebody who was in the military for 4 or 5 years and you look at somebody who just came out of college, completely different set of
Oh,
experiences.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I can see that very much so. So you have basically 3 separate programs, right? So you have the business startup program, you have, and correct me if I'm wrong, leadership development, and then you have keynote speaker programs and things like that. So you started this leadership development program back in May. Is that correct, or am I calling it the wrong thing?
Actually, the leadership program is our longest running programs, and it's called the Integrated Leaders Program.
Okay.
And we started doing that back in 2015. So we've been holding this program for close to 3 years now. And it's grown, and there's a lot of demand for it. We've had to split it. So now we hold 2 leadership development programs. One is focused on leadership development. One's focused on personal growth. So if you think about a room full of people of all different ages and all different backgrounds, somebody may not think they're of themselves as a leader. So we want to give them a starting point of personal growth. And really, we're teaching the same principles in each of those classes. One's more internally focused, one's more externally focused, leading others as opposed to leading yourself, but they blend hand in hand.
Well, and that's a good point, because a leader doesn't have to be somebody who's running a company.
Right.
A leader is people that has followers.
That's right.
Anybody. They could be doing something for another organization that they have their heart into in the community, or anything else. They're influential people. And so to add that personal growth and then go into the business realm of it makes a lot of sense. So what is the program that just recently started, a new one in May?
Okay, that is our business startup course. So it's called Business Startup and Essentials course. Really, it's designed for somebody who wants to start a business or who's recently started a business and wants to grow it. So we teach 7 individual classes, and we pull in instructors who are successful entrepreneurs in the community, and they teach those classes for us. We have a sales and marketing class. We have a year 1 fundamentals class. We have a strategy class. We're actually holding that one tonight. We have a business best practices class, financial literacy course that's taught by Barry Blanton.
I saw that. You have great community leaders teaching those programs. So, and your cost is very, very inexpensive. Now, is this for anybody in the community or just vets?
It's for everybody in the community. And what we want to do, an ideal mix would be about 40% veterans and about 60% entrepreneurs, because there's a disproportionate ratio of veterans to entrepreneurs. But we want to commingle those groups because they can benefit from each other.
Oh, absolutely.
And nothing really good happens in isolation.
I agree with that. So another program you have is your keynote speakers. Yeah. So you've got a good lineup for your upcoming session, which is August 9th.
That's right.
And tickets aren't available yet.
Not yet.
But they will be.
They go on. They'll be available June 28th on our website, which is VEL Institute, VEL Institute.org. And really, this is a unique keynote. We only do these 3 times a year. So this is our last one of 2018, and we're going big. We've got a 3-star general coming out to speak for us, and his name's Stephen Hummer. He ran all of forces in Iraq. Talk about a leader. I sat down for breakfast with him about a month ago for the first time. And after about an hour of talking to him, I was ready to go to war. He's just got that leadership about him. He's a leader of people.
That charisma.
Yeah, that's right.
You just want to listen.
Yeah. And so we've got 41-year Marine, and then we have a gentleman by the name of Josh Cherry, who's he was 13 years.
Which I know very well.
Very good guy. He was 13 years in the Marines, and then he started a company before he got out of the Marines, and he's grown it and he has locations all over the U.S. It's Delta Life Fitness. An incredible guy, an incredible leader, and he's built a great business. So we've got a CEO who's a former Marine, and we've got a 41-year 3-star general coming to speak for us in the same night.
Amazing.
It's going to be incredible. So it's a good opportunity to learn from guys in different areas of life, different sectors, different chapters of life, but both incredible leaders.
Yeah, I think that's really inspiring. So how are you marketing this? How do vets know that they have this program available to them?
Well, I try to get out and talk about it as much as possible, but we're starting to get a little more notice. We do a lot of video posts. We do an email campaign, Facebook pages, stuff like that. But any help with getting the word out is great, because that is by far the toughest piece of running a nonprofit, is communicating to the people who can use it. So one thing I want to note about the keynote is the title is The Evolution of a Leader. So what I've asked Josh and General Hummer to do is talk about how they have developed themselves as a leader and give our audience some takeaways. What are some fundamentals that people can take away that night and apply to their own life so they can begin to develop as a leader? Let them know about your story, some hiccups in life, maybe some challenges, but give us some takeaways. And they've all come up with that. We've already sat down and I've seen what they're going to bring. It's going to be a fascinating night.
Well, I know Josh did a great job a couple of weeks or a week or so ago on that Friday early morning Reveille meeting, which was awesome. And I knew he was going to be the guest speaker.
Did you?
Just guessing. He didn't tell me. He didn't give anything away.
Right.
But he did a phenomenal job of talking about the footsteps that he did, starting with his school age things that are going on and lessons learned from mom, all the way through military career, starting his business and all of that. So he's very inspiring, and I'm sure that will have great takeaways on how other people can learn from him and get some fabulous takeaways to go on their own personal growth path to leadership.
Yeah. One note on Josh, there's something really fascinating that he said. He said that he's going to take his company over the next 10 years from a multi-million-dollar company to a multi-$10 million company.
Wow.
And he can't be the same leader today as he is of that future company. So he either has to go out and find somebody to take his company there, or he has to develop himself. There's this leadership law, and John Maxwell came up with a term. It's called the law of the leader, the law of the lid. And basically, you cannot take your company or your following or your followers to a higher level of leadership than you are. So he knows he has to develop himself. And I've asked him to talk about how he goes about
That's
doing
interesting.
that.
Yes, I have read about that with John Maxwell.
Yeah.
Taking some courses in it.
Good.
So I think it's phenomenal. And I think what you're doing is very inspiring and much needed in this community.
Thank you.
So I'm looking forward to coming to that presentation on August 9th. And your website has a lot of great information as to who all the people that are part of your different programs and your podcast. That you have Gordy Bunch on there. I haven't had time to listen to the whole thing, but you do have it broke down in different segments, which is pretty wonderful.
So you can go on to VEL Institute and you can look through the podcast episodes that we've had, and you can realize that we've gone out and found the best and brightest of Montgomery County. We've even gone down into Harris County. We've found these entrepreneurs that are not only great business leaders, but they're great community leaders, and they build something significant, and they're leaders of people. And we go in and we interview them, and really it's almost a master class from Gordy Bunch, or from we just had an episode launched today from Bob Milner, co-founder of Mercedes-Benz of the Woodlands.
And he has his hands in a lot of different things.
Yeah, multiple businesses.
Absolutely.
And he's a great example for our community. So it's people like this that we've gone out and interviewed, because we want to give away resources for people to develop. We want to help the community. We want to help develop leaders, because when there's more leaders in our community, it only gets better.
Well, what do you need from people?
Well, if you know a veteran or an entrepreneur leader who wants to develop themselves or knows others in those categories, share the information. Go on and like our Facebook page so we can help get the word out through that. It's facebook.com/VEL Institute, or go to LinkedIn.
Easy to find.
Easy to find. Yep. And share these resources with people. We can only do as much good with people sharing the information, getting it out there. And because of their resources that we've created, we spent time to create, and we want people to take advantage of them. The neat thing about nonprofits is they're not owned by us. They're owned by the community. It's a public charity.
That's a good point.
So we're creating these resources for the good of the community.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
We have a new program coming up called Connect and Learn. So we've done these programs that are weeks long. What we want to do is create a way to give some information out for free. So we're going to do these Connect and Learns. It'll be the second Monday of July, and we're going to bring people together at Spring Creek Barbecue. We're going to do a half an hour of connecting with veterans, entrepreneurs, and leaders, kind of a networking feel, and then we're going to do a half hour of training. So we're excited about that. It'll be one of the offerings that we get to give to the community for free. and hopefully we'll connect some good people and help them develop. We'll talk about business growth and entrepreneurship and leadership principles.
So this is at no cost, and the community's invited. So I assume you will make an event for this and put it on your Facebook page so that we can share and let other people know about it, because I'd be glad to help you out with that too.
It's going to do a lot of good. It'll connect a lot of good people. The only reason we were able to do what we do is because we have an incredible board, and we have co-founders, and we have ambassadors. There's a lot of good people involved with what we're doing. Judge Mack is coming to speak for our Legacy Awards. Our Legacy Awards are where we come together at the end of the year and we recognize 2 leaders in our community who are doing an incredible job. So that's something to look out for. That's November 10th. That's the night before, the Saturday before Veterans Day.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
So maybe at some point you might want to team up with Southern Star Brewery. That might be an opportunity too.
Yeah. So, Southern Star, we've had Dave out. He's checked out. He's been to one of our events. He came out and listened to one of our keynote speakers. Great company. I've taken a tour of it. Awesome company.
Yes. Continually growing. So, okay. So again, you can go to the facebook.com and see VEL Institute, and their website is VELinstitute.org. So keeping it real, keeping all the branding the same. They have lots of things going on, different programs, the leadership development. They have the personal growth, business startups. And you do not want to miss the Evolution of a Leader with Josh Cherry and General Stephen Hummer on August 9th. And those tickets will go on sale the end of this month.
That's correct. June 28th.
I believe.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on the show today. And, we might like to have you back after they come on do the Evolution of a Leader.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have Danielle Betts, and she is with Southern Star Brewery. I'm your host, Margie Taylor, Conroe Culture News. We'll be right back.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Okay, I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News, FM 104.5, 106.1, downtown Conroe, Lone Star Community Radio, next to Conroe Coffee and the Branding Iron, also right by the Crichton Theater. So always looking for guest sponsors. And today our last guest is my friend Danielle Betts from Southern Star Brewery. Welcome, Danielle.
Pleasure to be here.
So you handle all their events. What a fun job at a brewery.
It is. It is very much fun, as well as very rewarding job to be able to provide such a great environment for so many people, a huge variety of people from down to kids to older adults.
Even animals.
Very much so. Animals, dogs come out and hang out, and we have a bunch of different activities, from kids' activities, playing in the yard with a gym teacher. To hopefully, I would like to get some dog training classes going on. That would be a lot of fun, I think.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, you have a large property now because the last couple of years you have moved out to that new location that's on Fraser Road, whereas you used to be by the Lone Star Convention Center, and that was kind of small. I'm not sure how long you were over in that location, but it was nice. It was cozy, but I could see that you needed the expanded room, especially for all these events that you're doing now, because you didn't really have the capacity to do the big scale events that you now are involved in.
Very much so. We had a very small tap room. It was almost like a ice house kind of set up. It was bay door. You walked in. It was a bar. It was cute and quaint.
It was.
And then
cozy.
Yeah. And then going to the bigger facility, we're able to quadruple our production when it came to on the beer side of it. Since we do distribute to 7 states, we needed that extra equipment and room to be able to store all the mass amount of cans and all the shipments coming in and out, which is really great.
And you make the beer there?
Yes, we do. All the beer, Southern Star beer is made there on site. And we are the first to can craft beer in Texas, first craft brewery to can craft beer.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
First craft beer, the first craft brewery in Texas.
Yes, and we are Aggie owned.
Okay. Well, see those are important facts to know. So if you haven't been there, they have events. Do you give tours of?
We do. Every Saturday we give tours at 2:00 and 4:00 for private or public tours. We can also offer private tours for those interested in doing private.
And I'm sure you get beer tasting along the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We offer flights where you can do 4 different beers, 5 ounces. And you do that flight. Pick which beers that you'd like to try out of the 12 we currently have on tap right now. We have 5 year-round beers, as well as 4 seasonals and multiple specialty beers, as well as one-offs, which we'll make once and see how everyone likes it, or it'll represent some, like our local artists. We'll wrap a can with the art of local artists.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I know that a lot of times the breweries will have like a summer beer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have a summer beer right now that's
do.
lighter?
It's called Summer Saison.
Okay.
It's my favorite beer personally, but we are about to release next Friday, not this Friday, but the next Friday, the 29th. We're going to be releasing our Texas Golden Bock, which will be the first time we've ever released that. It'll be a limited edition. Once a year, we'll release it 1 tank, which will be a 60-gallon tank. And that's all we'll distribute for the year, but it's going to be really good. I'm really excited to try this.
Are you having a party for that?
We are having a party in the tap room, a release party before it goes out on the market.
Wow.
So it'll be 2 days after we package it and just before it goes out on the shipments on the trucks to get in the stores. For
that sounds fun. I think that sounds like something Dick would like to go to.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I thought so. Okay, so you have an expanded tap room now.
We do.
And so that room, that's the one where you go upstairs and then they serve the beer. Am I talking about the right thing, or do I need to know what I'm talking about?
No,
what is that room called?
It is the tap room.
Okay, that is the tap room.
It is on the 2nd story, and it overlooks the entire brewing process.
Yes, and I guess I haven't been there in about a year. I need to go out there more.
Yeah,
I need to. But the really neat thing, the first time I saw that, I loved seeing those tables. You have lots of tables there, plenty of room. You have the stools there. Of course, you know, you have the large window that overlooks the rest of your area.
Our outdoor beer garden.
Yes, your outdoor beer garden. Help me with all the right words for this. But it's just an expanded area. So you can go up there, you can order your beer, then you can just hang out with all your friends or whatever event that's going on. You can go up and down the stairs. But that room is air conditioned. It doesn't have necessarily that cozy feel. I'm not even going to use that one again. But it's just a large area. It's homey. Yes, it has that rustic feel, which I like. The tables are very nice. They're that hardwood. But what I like is that you can accommodate a large number of people there.
Correct.
That you usually bring at these events. So you have the capacity for everybody to be there.
Yes, the room could hold 200 people. When we open that side emergency door with the stairwell to outside, it has direct access to the beer garden.
Right.
So we'll have the indoor and the outdoor areas. The beer garden features a concert stage, bunch of spools for tables. It has a bar with beer on tap, served on tap at the outdoor bar. We play horseshoes or cornhole, washers. We have a lot of fun activities going on out there. But if you're in the tap room, there's also an entire shelf full of games. So we'll have all sorts of fun people come in and sit down and listen to live music, acoustic on Fridays. And
you serve food too.
Yes, there's always food.
Seems like Russo's is there a lot.
On Saturdays. And then on Fridays, we have a rotation of food trucks.
Okay.
Yeah. And on Thursdays, it's trivia.
It's just very comfortable out there.
Oh, yeah. Myself and my staff, we're a family. We are a family. My turnover rate with staff is little to none. It's like we adopt another family member to our family, and everyone that comes to our home at the brewery is welcome to our home, and they go out of their way to make sure that everyone's happy and having fun, and they'll even cheers a beer with them. So we really wanted that feeling of feeling at home, and you could go sit down at any table of what you think is strangers and become good friends with everybody, because just a feeling in there gives a clientele base a really great atmosphere.
It is. It's a great community asset because you do have a lot of events and you do a lot of things for local nonprofits. And I know, like on Sundays, don't you have the dog adoptions as well?
Yes.
Are you still doing that?
Every second and fourth Sunday, we have a farmers and artisans market that benefits a dog rescue. Right now, we're not doing the adoptions because it is too hot to be having dogs outside in the sun and everything.
Sure.
So more in the fall and the springtime, we'll have the actual dog adoptions there on site. But the vendor fees I collect, and it goes straight to a local dog rescue. Currently, it's a Chance to Bloom dog rescue. And we also have kids activities going on as well. Like I was saying, the gym teacher, she started a company. It's called Fun and Fit Kids Parties. And she'll come, and for an hour and a half, she'll have a group of kids doing like field day fun activities outside. And it's $10 so that you can hang out, relax, and watch your kids just having fun in the tree-covered field right behind the beer garden, and possibly enjoy music or whatever we have going on.
It's very welcoming, casual, like you said, family-oriented. You feel very comfortable there. So tell me a little bit about some of your upcoming events.
So currently, aside from the Bach release, the Golden Texas Bach release, we're having in August, which will be our third annual Bombshell Car exhibit that benefits Camp Hope, the Foundation for PTSD. Every year it's getting bigger and bigger. Luckily, greatly, this year it's been sponsored by Gullah Ford. So that allows us to be able to expand not just marketing, but be able to provide shuttle service for prospectors, guests coming in that didn't bring a car, since our parking will be limited due to the entire parking lot being full of cars. Last year we had 100 cars.
Wow.
This year I'm looking at hopefully figuring out a way to get 150 on our property. But we're on just over 13 acres. So we have room to expand. I want to get more trucks in there. That way we can put them in the fields and stuff. But we have a lot of fun during the events. We have silent auctions. This year I'm actually bringing out a military presence. So hoping to get the color guard to do a presentation. We'll have military trucks out there, uniformed officers. It's going to be a really great community charitable event that can, it's just really good fun.
So what is your favorite thing of working there at Southern Star Brewing?
My favorite thing is how rewarding it is to
you
host
just have a good
between
time.
2 and 10 fundraising events a month.
Yeah.
I'm giving back to the community a lot and being able to interact with all those along with the bands on Fridays. Every Friday we have the local singer-songwriter showcase. It's all original music. It's all local, Texas local artists that write their own music and want to get out there and get it heard. So they come to Southern Star and they can play acoustic show in the tap room or play on the beer garden stage every Friday, where they can be prospected by other venues that haven't heard them to be able to give them a chance to.
Do you have other people that come out there to listen?
Oh,
to
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely we do.
Good.
So it's a great opportunity for them, and they would love it. The bands, I just get raving reviews from them because they just love the clientele base and how giving they are and supportive and interactive they are with the band members.
I know you've had a lot of great concerts out there, and you've had Folk Family Revival out there quite a bit as well, and Caleb, and is it
Caleb was here yesterday, actually.
Green Trumpet, is that, what are the ones that your family's involved in?
We've had the Great Trumpet out.
Yes, Great Trumpet. You know these names better than me.
We have a lot of bands that we do work with. Folk Family Revival has been a close band to the brewery, and as
They're
well
good
as
guys.
Caleb and the Homegrown Tomatoes. But we work with a lot of great bands, get very close with them, and they give back as well. They know we're doing a large event or a fundraiser, and they will play in kind.
That's nice.
So it's, and
that puts added value into your event too.
It does very much, and they feel like they're putting something forward and they're doing something good when they're doing their performances and they're doing what they love and we're doing what we love, and we all get to.
And they're homeboys. They're from this community.
Oh yeah, we're just sharing it over, a cheers and a beer. It's
okay,
great. It's great. So
well, I look forward to coming out there again, and especially on the 29th. Maybe Dick will be out there as well. So
come on and join us.
Yeah. So people can follow all your events, because I know you're very good at putting your events out there. At Southern Star Brewing on Facebook and SouthernStarBrewing.com for your website, and it has all the information of all your events. You put all those out there, don't you?
I
pretty much.
I put it on one end of it, but I have to thank Keith, the assistant opera manager. He does an amazing job on Facebook, keeping everybody updated,
and then puts it on Visit Conroe too. So I don't have to. Thank you.
Yes, he does our social media side, and I go ahead and I put it out on the other event side and get in the news and really get out there. So the other side of the community that doesn't necessarily follow us on Facebook, check that. They still have the opportunity of that. We have people come from all over Houston, surrounding Houston, Austin. We actually have a 70% new clientele rating, because we're not just a local give back to the community, but we are a traveling destination. You're driving through Houston, hey, let's go to a local craft brewery.
Absolutely.
And they'll come by and they'll love it, enjoy it, and they'll talk about it. And
that's what you love.
Yeah, definitely. We love just.
It's great PR.
Yeah, definitely.
Keeps the conversation going.
It does. Definitely does. People just rave about the beer, We got the Bombshell Blonde, Conspiracy Theory, Humidity, so many beers that we're constantly releasing and having release parties at least once a month. And we just have a lot of fun out there.
Well, fabulous. I'm sorry I didn't bring any beer today so we could do beer tasting. But again, at Southern Star Brewing, and this is Danielle. Hook up with her to find out how you can get involved in any of these events, or attend the events, or go to the tap room, sit down and have a brew. I mean, it is the summertime, or you could do it in the winter or the fall or whatever.
Anytime.
Anytime.
It's always beer 30.
That's right. So that's about the end of our show. So we saw storms and now the sun's out. So that completes our show. We've been a full circle 360. I am Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News. We'll check back with you next Monday. Thank you.